it's back. And so could be Honda's Translap. I wasn't going to wade into this one, but there's a few points that haven't been mentioned yet. So here is my 2 pence worth. Honda's XL600V Transalp arrived in the mid-80s, and it was cool. Even MacGyver rode one. Well, once anyway. By the mid-90s, we had better styling, disc brakes, and questionable colours. It was a good bike. I really liked my Transalp, and Steve and I spent many hours trying to dodge forestry officials. Along came the 650 version, around the time of the millennium. We were gifted a fuel gauge, but she was starting to put on a bit of weight, and to me, the styling was starting to slip. And by 2008, something happened. She went up to 700 cc's and boasted a whopping 59 horsepower. But in my opinion, she'd lost that go-anywhere adventure look and became a bit more of a road bike. Here's a bit of trivia for you. The graphics on the side of the fairing panels were the coordinates and elevation to Col de la Bonette, which is the highest road pass in Europe. Steve and I were there in 2008. You can read about that very eventful trip and download our photo album in the links below. In 2012, Honda stopped production altogether. Over the years, the Transalp name, well, it fell out of trademark. Recently, they've started to re-register the Transalp name in various countries, which could suggest its return. But I do find this all a little puzzling. You see, the Transalp name, well, it was a marketing headache for Honda. From a distance, it looked like the Honda Translap. Also, big confusion overseas. What's an Alp? The bike was clearly designed for a European market. Sadly, more disaster lay ahead. You see, the Transalp became known by a word which many people find offensive today. That was the green light to many juvenile one-liners, none of which I'm going to repeat. So I am a bit confused. Why would Honda bring the name back at all when the Africa Twin brand is so synonymous with the Dakar and carries much more gravitas? So is this all a bit of a red herring? Will we get a new Transalp or a baby Africa Twin? A middleweight adventure bike is well overdue. Regardless of what it's called, I do fear the worst. Perhaps it'll be a bit too heavy, a bit too techy, and a bit too pricey. Back in early summer of 2015, Honda announced the return of the iconic Twin. Perhaps we could expect the same again. Honda need to come up with something very different to prevent damaging sales of their adventure flagship. I've said it before, an 850 would only be marginally different to the 1100. And let's not trust these renders. To me, this looks more like a cheap Chinese copy of the Twin. And it wasn't that long ago we were teased with this effort. Apparently the CRF 1100L. Thank the gods it didn't look like that. But I do take my hat off to the design studio at Rubber Dust. Their Transalp illustrations based on the Africa Twin are absolutely stunning. But it's a shame that signature exhaust has gone. So Dr. Frankenstein here has been a bit busy. Igor would be so proud. Despite the schoolboy jokes, I would like to see the Transalp make a return. but it's highly unlikely to be a 600 or a 650. Mind, you never know, miracles do happen. It might also come back as a single. Now that would be different. Thanks for watching. Right, that's it. Haircut. Desperate on a bloody haircut. And pub beer gardens have opened, so guess where I'm going? Nah, no I'm not.